Import Exchange
Love the ending there, Randolph. That's some nice playing, Randolph.
Thank you so much.
Yes, thank you. So here we are, folks, just a few days before Thanksgiving 2022. We're all looking forward to this coming Thursday where we can all be grateful what's going on in our lives. But we'll be back right here on Friday. For those of you that might be on vacation here in Florida and want to stop by for a visit and possibly pick something out, to take home with you or have us deliver.
Do we have a Black Friday sale?
A Black Friday sale? Well, we should, because this is an Ebony C-3. Yeah.
Mine there.
Yeah, this black Ebony C-3. This has an interesting story connected with it.
Okay.
Yeah. This organ and this Leslie we sold to a gentleman in I think it was Michigan or Wisconsin.
Mm-hmm.
It was one. I always get those lake states kind of mixed up. I apologize for that, but it was one of those states.
Okay.
And it goes back to when we were in the old building on Hanging Moss Road. So that's like at least 14, 15
Before
years
I got
ago.
here.
Yeah. And what I find especially interesting is this 122A Leslie. I special ordered it from the factory to make it ebony, so that we wouldn't have to take a beautiful walnut Leslie and make it, ebony.
Okay.
Why have two beautiful finishes, and why cover one beautiful finish up with ebony? But we needed a matching Leslie for the organ.
Okay.
So the man enjoyed it, bought it, enjoyed it for more than a decade, and then when it was time for him to downsize, and he wanted to find a good home for this organ, he wanted us to have it back.
Wow.
And we really appreciate that about our customers, because most of them understand that one of our main objectives is to find good homes for these instruments. So we found a good home for this equipment when we sold it to him, but he wanted to make sure it went to a good home again.
Awesome.
And he was very specific in wanting us to have it. So he sold it to us. We were glad to get it back. And then I remembered the history of this combination. The brand new Leslie that I personally ordered from the factory, but I said, please make it ebony. And I'm sure they charged a little extra for that. but it's a beautiful finish. This is what I call
well
it.
kept.
Yeah, it's very well kept, and that's kind of like a testament to how well the previous owner took care of things, you know. So now we've gotten it back into our shop. We didn't have to do much to the Leslie at all because it was brand new at the time, not used much. Kind of clean it up, clean connections. Grant probably put some new tubes in it, you know, just to make sure. And then the organ itself, we had established over the last 15 years a much higher standard and protocol for restorations. When this got here, it still had the 2-prong connection. So we put the 3-prong connection with a grounding system and fuse system and an extra fuse and all that, right?
Yes, sir.
And then made sure that every note played on every drawbar. And this is what is that, a 1957?
57, yes.
57. So I know there are those of you out there that have a special affinity and appreciation for 1957 for various reasons. My personal reason I like 1957 was my father had a 1957 Chevy.
Oh.
I've said this many times, but he and I would go to all the car shows and everything, and that 57, when he finally was able to get one, you know, it
stood out.
Yeah, you know, that was the car of my youth, you know, my father's car. I mean, it was his car, but he let me drive it, you know.
Yep.
And then I hooked up the trailer and put organ and 2 Leslies and the rest of the band equipment in that 1957 Chevy rolling down the road. And it was a 4-door, so the band members could sit in there with me.
Okay.
Yeah, so it were good memories of 1957 in general, but the tone quality on this there's something to be said for this, for sure. So anyone out there who would enjoy having an ebony organ in their home or church with a 122A Leslie that matches, and we should note, we have other Leslie speakers that are ebony.
Absolutely.
So if somebody either wanted a short one or a second tall one, it would likely not be another 122A. It would be like a vintage 122. But the thing about that is you have 2 slightly different tones.
That's true.
So if you had one of each, you'd have a spectrum of tones that you couldn't get from any one Leslie.
It's true.
So if you have the space, the desire, and the willingness to add a second Leslie to this organ, we can make that happen. So Thanksgiving's right around the corner, Randolph. Now, of course, that brings us to Christmas.
Oh, yeah.
There's got to be people listening that have a B3, a C3, or an A100 on their Christmas wish list. So don't wait until the last minute, folks. We could probably get one to you if you let us know soon enough. And even Randolph Carter might deliver it himself and dress up like Santa Claus. Oh, that's over the top, Randolph.
I have to gain some weight before.
Maybe I was hyperbolizing.
Right.
That is not a guarantee. But he can bring his best wishes along with the instrument and play a little bit, maybe play some Christmas carols.
Absolutely.
You can all stand around the newly arrived organ while Randolph plays and sings some Christmas carols at the same time. That's better than dressing up, isn't it?
It is.
All right. You would dress up like Santa Claus's helper.
Helper, dude.
Yeah, because Santa Claus has helpers that dress up.
That's true.
Yes, and so for our youthful audience out there, they need to know that you can't just dress up like Santa Claus and be Santa Claus, but you can be Santa Claus's helper. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's about it, except for Randolph. Why don't you continue playing and show the beautiful tone of this instrument? And that's number 534, a 1957 Ebony Hammond C-3 tone wheel organ. Take it away, Randolph. Reverb. Thanks for watching our video, and thank you also for helping keep the Hammond tone wheel B3 organ alive. We couldn't do all this work that we do here without you. And it would also help greatly if you could subscribe, like, ask for notifications for when we have new videos. That would be a big help for us. So we thank you once again. I'm signing off for now, but we will be back.